Hey, what's up, YouTube? It is Abby, your wax girl, and I have not talked about candles in a very long time, so here I am. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who's watched my different kinds of wax videos. You've inspired me to try to get back into candle making, and I'll talk about that later. But first, I want to talk about what you can do with extra wax. So, a lot of times when you start out with a new type of container that you're pouring wax into, it's hard to get like the exact volume correctly when you're melting your wax because you're not quite sure how full you want to make it. I mean, it's kind of a process. So when you have extra wax, it's like, well, what do I do with this? I don't want to waste it. I don't know. So here's a couple of my own little tips for you on what I do with it. When I'm starting out with a new scent, I like to make those little tarts. They go in like one of these warmer thingies. You put it on top and it melts. As so. This is my pumpkin one. It's so cute. I like to make the tarts to put in here because then you can smell it without having to burn anything. And you don't. And I do this actually when I'm testing new scents with candle wax to get the right amount. I know you're not practicing with the wick, but at least that way you can see what the hot throw smells like. Um, so I use this thing a lot. One little tip, when you're cleaning these out, if this has run out of scent, melt it and then put some cotton balls or some, super absorbent material like that to wipe it all out while it's hot instead of like taking a knife at it. Okay, so how do I make the tarts? There's a couple options. I really like those silicone molds you can buy. I'm not going to use this one because this one's actually for cooking, but this is just an example. I like these little ones like this. They're little baby muffin kind of size ones. And they're silicone, so they'll pop out real easily and you're not going to crack them. They're super shallow, so you're not going to accidentally overfill your warmer, which is important. And so you can get these in different shapes too. You can find them in a lot smaller. So you just like Google silicone ice cube or heart shaped, whatever. And what's nice is when you do those little ones, if you're someone who sells candles, and you have business, if you go to like trade shows, you can have them like a basket filled with these little tarts that people can buy for $1 or whatever. You can sell them like that so people can try other scents. Another thing is having these tart packs on hand. Yes, I'm horrible and I buy mine from Walmart. I haven't used them all up yet. But once they're empty, you can like just wash this out and refill it. Just straight up pour hot candle into this and let it harden. And then, keep reusing it. You can buy just these plastic things with no stickers on them online. I can find them on eBay. I can find them on Amazon. I'm pretty sure you can find them on Candle Science. Just search for like wax tart mold and these will pop up. If you go on to Candle Science's website, you can find the perfect size warning labels for theirs, which is important if you're selling. Put your warning labels on. So these are really super handy. And then again, you just break off what you need and put the rest back in here, and it saves the scent forever. So the last thing I like to do with extra wax, and this is the one I probably do the most, is I always keep extra empty tea lights and wicks on hand. So I'll buy like a pack of 100 and just keep them in a drawer. And so then that way, if I have a little extra wax, I can just pour some tea lights. What I like to do with that, if I don't use them myself, because a lot of times I'll burn my own candles, if I have a client who's like just buys a lot, or buys often enough, or if I have a new client, sometimes I'll put a pack of a couple different tea lights together in a little bag and give it to them so that they can try other scents that they haven't bought. And that's just a good way to promote, because it's hard if someone's buying online. They might like the sound of a scent, but they, who knows what it really smells like. And so this is a good way to introduce new scents. And you can do that with the tarts too. Send them a pack of tarts, but you don't know if they have a warmer, so that may not work as well. But at least with tea lights, they can get a scent of each scent. They can get a sense of the different scent. So, yeah. Or if when I go out and sell, because I've done this before, I will have my rows of jar candles, right? And I'll put a tea light in front of each one of each scent, so that way that people can just pick up the tea light and smell it instead of having to open all these jars. I don't mind them opening the jars; it's just faster if they don't have to open them. So I'll put out a tea light so that they can smell it without having to open a bunch of stuff. So there's a lot of options with your extra wax. Again, you could just pour it in a jar and keep it for next time, but sometimes it's nice to have little things on hand. When you do the tea lights, you could put a little sticker on the bottom that says what the scent is. So like put one of those little white dots on the bottom and write it on, or just take a Sharpie to the bottom of it. So that way, if you do send it to a client, they know exactly what scent it is, so they know what to look for when they're ordering. All right. I think that's it. Oh, so my news. I am about to put in a very large order to Candle Science because I have no scent at home. I have some dyes, but my normal candle place closed 2 months ago. My local candle place. And I haven't found any place else local that I want to go to start buying products from. So I'm going to put in a really large order, and I am going to revamp my candle business I used to have. You can probably hear my son. Which is super exciting, except for the part where it's going to cost me like an arm and a leg. But, what, baby? In a little bit. Let mommy finish. That's my candy. But anyway, I am... Okay, baby, go watch your show. So, that's exciting, except the part where it's going to cost a lot. But, we're going to have a whole bunch of new scents. Down the road, I'm going to include some teas in my shop, but it's going to start off with candles, I think. So, stay tuned. I will have more about that once I start actually developing the candles. What's exciting is that, well, it's not really exciting, is that my normal soy wax went off the market because some FDA, or I don't know, not FDA, but some sort of regulation that was newer that they needed to comply with, so they developed new wax, and I guess their new wax isn't quite right. I've heard a lot of complaints about it, so I'm going to try a new type of wax, and I can give you kind of a comparison for those who use the Eco Soya before they revamped it. I think this one's Golden Wax 464, so I'll do a really super nerdy comparison down the road. Alright guys, I think that's it. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye guys. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll do some actual candle tutorials once I get my supplies in. So, see you guys later.